Introduction. Today, I'm going to tell you about one of history's greatest miscalculations, a man, a fleet of ships, and a journey that seemed like going to the very edge of the world, but that journey would open the doors to an entirely new world. Yes, today we're talking about Christopher Columbus and the discovery of America in 1492. But this isn't just a story of discovery, it's a story of faith, courage, and destiny, written by mistake. Part 1. The world of that time. Let's go back to the late 15th century. The world wasn't the way we know it today. Europeans reached Asia through the Silk Road. Spices, silk, gold, all came from the east, from India, China, and Japan. But the land routes were long and dangerous, and the Ottoman Empire controlled most of the trade routes. That left European merchants desperate. A new route was needed, but no one dared to go by sea, until one Italian sailor, stubborn enough to carve his name into history, Christopher Columbus. Part 2. Columbus's Great Dream. Columbus had a crazy idea. If the world is round, I can reach the east by sailing west. Sounds logical, right? But at that time, many people didn't believe it. Some still thought the world was flat. Yet Columbus insisted. He wrote letters to kings and queens. Give me a few ships and I'll reach India by sea. But no one believed him. Not Portugal, not England, not France. They all said the same thing. It's impossible. Finally, Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain believed in him. Maybe not out of faith, but out of curiosity. They gave him 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina, and on August 3rd, 1492, Columbus set sail westward. Part 3. Journey into the unknown, the ocean, an endless blue desert. Weeks passed, nothing but water. The wind stopped, the ship stood still. The crew grew scared. Some shouted, "Let's turn back." But Columbus stood on the mast, looking at the sky, saying only, "Just a little further." It took so long that the sailors were on the brink of mutiny. But on the morning of October 12th, 1492, around 2 a.m., a light appeared on the horizon. A sailor shouted, "Land! Land!" At that moment, the course of world history changed forever. Part 4. The New World. When Columbus stepped onto land, he thought he had reached the shores of Asia. That's why he called the people he met Indians. But in reality, he was standing in the Caribbean, what we now call the Bahamas, Cuba, and Hispaniola. So Columbus hadn't reached Asia. He had discovered an entirely new continent. But he never knew that. Until his death, he believed he had reached India. Still, for Europe, it was a revolutionary discovery. New lands, new riches, new hopes, but also the beginning of new tragedies. Part 5. The Dark Side of Discovery. The Europeans soon realized that these lands were filled with gold, silver, and endless resources. But for the native people, Columbus's arrival wasn't a discovery. It was a catastrophe. Millions of indigenous people were wiped out by disease, slavery, and war. Europe's wealth was built upon the suffering of this new world. Was Columbus a hero or an invader? That question is still debated today, but one fact cannot be denied. His voyage connected the world. For the first time in history, East and West truly met. Part 6. The beginning of a new era. After Columbus's discovery, everything changed. The age of exploration had begun. The Spanish, the Portuguese, the English, the French, all raced to find new lands. These discoveries didn't just reshape maps. They reshaped humanity's destiny. New continents, new diseases, new cultures, new wars. And most importantly, the world had now become one single stage. Part 7. The End of Columbus. Columbus sailed to the Americas 4 times. But in the end, he was accused, imprisoned, and disgraced. In 1506, he died saying, "I found India." Yet he had actually discovered half the world, without ever realizing it. Centuries later, the new continent would be named after another explorer, Amerigo Vespucci, and that's why today we call those lands America. Conclusion: history is sometimes born from a mistake. Columbus's miscalculation led to one of humanity's greatest transformations, and perhaps it reminds us of something. Sometimes the wrong path can lead you to the right place.